Just tell me when and all,
Okay.
because I don't know how to edit it. Once it's done, it's done. It just goes.
And then you'll send it to me, I'll edit it. All right.
Okay, hold the telephone silence.
Yes. All right. Erev Tov. Good evening. I have to get in the zone. It's very hard because you take off your bag, relax.
I already started it.
And tonight's evening is dedicated in honor of Yehuda and Yaakov and Leah's Hillula. It's the day of his passing. So wash, eat, make blessings because it enhances his neshama. So welcome everybody. We're here with the Chevra in my gallery in Yerushalayim. And this was very last minute. We were actually planning something else, and last minute I decided that instead of going out to a field trip today, which I originally had planned, I decided that the field trip will come here. Usually there's an inyan to go to a Kivot Tzadikim for the day of the Hillula, the day of their passing. It's a very powerful day, but I was like, oh my God, it's going to be crowded, I can't handle people. I usually go the week Shechalba, when no one's there. I have a very hard time with lunch. Sometimes I like the crowds. And why am I saying this specifically? Because this year also we couldn't go to Rabbi Shimon. And a lot of people were upset about it. And I spoke about this recently. And a few years ago we had the corona and everybody couldn't go to Uman and everybody was, not everybody, but a lot of people, enough people made a lot of noise. They were very, very upset. And it's a very delicate conversation because there is an inyan, there is something about doing it, but then there's an inyan not to kind of make it and become like worshiping it and idolizing the experience or the tzaddik and forgetting the general picture. And so when right before Lag BaOmer, in front of my house, I live in the forest, they started fires. And I looked at it and as a joke I said, oh, I guess Rabbi Shimon is coming out of the cave this year. We can't go there, so he's coming out. And literally there was a week where we had fires everywhere. And nothing is for nothing, everything happens for a reason. And I'm saying that because just like Rabbi Shimon left his cave, and he said, time has come where you don't have to come to me necessarily to tap in. It's all in you. The makom is in you. Eretz Israel, Israel is Yashar El. It's not just the state, it's not just the land, it's a way of being. And that's why also the Rebbe didn't leave America. There was a point of him being there. He had a reason, he had a purpose. And he was in the Bchinat of Eretz Israel, the Rebbe, Milubavitch, in New York. He was a sharer and he embodied Eretz Israel over there, and that's why he's buried there, because he has the ruach and the or and the light of Eretz Israel over there, which we need. It's like we need antennas and channels everywhere. That's why Rabbi Nachman had to be buried in Uman. He was in Breslov, but he said, I want to be buried here. He had a reason besides the 30,000 Jews that were massacred there. Baba Sali was buried in Netivot. It's all the way south. Unlike all the big Tanaim are up north, which is the crown, the head, the top of the map. Baba Sali is buried in Netivot, like the 32 Netivot, the 32 paths that Hashem created the world. It's a heart, and it's a pathway, and it's a path that he's tapping into from the tzaddikim on the top, that are buried in the north, all the way to where he's in the middle, all the way to the bottom. And it's just channels and spreading and channeling light. And so I'm connecting this to Yehuda ben Yaakov. We had the scoot to be there a few weeks ago, some of us. And it basically is, besides giving the tzaddik chiyut and life and saying Tehillim and going to beg for things, because it's a Yom Hillula, it's a Rosh Hashanah for them, it really is about channeling and spreading light, because we all say everything is energy. And we're a piece of light. We are a light from Or and Sof, our neshama. And so, by us going to Yehuda ben Yaakov, for example, is us taking light. I have a certain light. Aliza had a certain light. Everyone who was there had a certain light. One is through dance, one is through food, one is through questions, one is through teaching. One is through whatever it is. Everyone has, even if someone's coming to study and learn, like every single one of you here tonight, you're a vessel. I need you. It's like a violin and a violinist. What good is a violin without a violinist? And what good is a violinist without a violin? Echad needs the shani. And so, by us going to Yehuda, we're transporting almost light to him. We want to receive from him something. Also, we want to get blessings, and we want to give, and we want to pray for Am Yisrael. And then we took light from him, and we came back here to Yerushalayim. And now it's a few weeks later, and I decided to do something for his Hillula here. I said, I'm just gonna kind of stay in my little comfy and go another night when it's not so crowded. But really, it was more from the point of bringing Yehuda's light here instead of us going there. It's almost like doing a transport, like if it's like a FedEx office, and that's the central part. And I took a few packages from there to here, and from there to there. And it's one of these packages, whether it's my Torah, whether it's Eliza's music, whether it's the food that we're blessing. These are all sparks of light that we're transferring. And it's not just for what we need, it's Yehuda needs it. Yehuda wants the Geula and Mashiach just as much as everybody else here. And because he's in another world, they can't do certain things unless they get, it's like a ATM machine, like a spiritual ATM. Like we light a candle, like over here we all light a candle tonight for Tzaddikim and for Yehuda, and specifically also for Tamar. Not you, Tamar, happy birthday, but Tamar, the Tzaddikah, his daughter-in-law, who they had a baby and eventually got us the Mashiach. No, but it's nice to couple them up, because they brought us, eventually David HaMelech. And I was saying the point of, where did I stop off? I was saying that Yehuda needs us, because he wants to also spread the light. Whether it's in Mexico, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in Spain, wherever it is, we all come from a different place. So you by lighting a candle, you by making a blessing, now you just took it and who knows what he did with it. But we're honoring it and we're recognizing him, and we learn from Yehuda everything is about Todah, Todah, Todah. So the Mashiach will come and we'll all be about Mizmor Todah and being in a Todah of Todah, in awareness of Todah. So thank you guys for coming here. It meant a lot to me, really, really, because it's bringing Yehuda's light in here. And what does that mean, Yehuda's light? Yehuda's light brings David's light. Meaning, when there is a light in a candle or a flashlight, the light we see is the result of something from inside. So, David HaMelech, Har Tzion, Yerushalayim, all of what's going on there, is like the light coming out of the flashlight or the candle. The koch behind it is Yehuda. Yehuda ben Yaakov and Leah. And Yehuda is buried in Yehud. It's near the airport, and it's in a very beautiful park. It's now a neighborhood in Israel, so they kind of build around it a little garden, and then it's in a park. And it's a very special place, and we should be zocheh to go there one day. So I wanted to introduce that. And part of the way that I like to do learning and teaching is experiencing Torah. So I always say it's good to learn the Torah, but we have to learn to live at Chaim, the tree of life, and live to learn that. Like, it's good to learn, but it's also good to live. So by us being here tonight, and it looked like we're just hanging out and talking and la la la, we really are living Torah. We're eating, so we're doing something for our body. We're doing malchut, we're making a bracha, we're enhancing it. And singing and dancing and even just talking small talk, that's just giving a place for your body so we could have a place for our neshama, because it has to be aligned. If it's not in shivui tzura, which is shivui is shaveh, which is equal, which is aligned, and tzura is a shape. 1 minute, there's a car parked with nice you know, Yerushalayim, it's always happening here. Baruch Hashem, guys. Yeah. It's happening. So, can you close the door? Should you close the door? He's like really parked in front. It's a good song. Now we can't breathe. Is he passed open the door? I'm sorry. No, we can't breathe pretty much. So I was saying that, what was I saying?
Yehuda,
Of course,
the
Yehuda.
airport.
The airport, Yehuda. We should go visit there. It's beautiful.
You're saying about experiencing.
Oh, thank you. So usually we learn and then we experience whatever it is. It always happens, whatever way it comes down. We were hungry, we ate, we drank, we celebrated Tamar's birthday. We have a Tamar in the house. It's not Stam. Tamar is a huge character in the story of the Hillula. She was the daughter-in-law of Yehuda, and she actually is a granddaughter. I read recently, I think, of one of Adam Arishon's other kid, Shet or Shem, and she's like from a family of Kohanim or something like that. Very, very powerful inheritance. She comes from
Shem?
yeah, I think from Shem. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it was Shem. I think so. Who was the other one? There was Shem.
Shem's the one who counts.
Shem's the one that counts. Yeah, I think it was Shem, and I think her grandfather, someone in her family, was a Kohen Gadol, a high priest. So Tamar, you know, I guess that's a whole other story. We're not going to get into it, but we're just going to do a little shout out to her because she really took a big risk to have the prophecy that she has to do certain things in order to bring the Geulah and to bring Mashiach, and to believe in that story that she saw as a vision, as a prophet, and to humble herself and say, okay, I'll play it out like I'm a prostitute.
Yeah.
I'll nebuch myself. I'll lower my standards. Who cares? I'll play the game. I'll play Hollywood for a minute, but Hollywood. And to bring the Geulah. That takes a lot of humbleness.
Yeah.
That takes courage. Tamars usually are like, they're fire. Well, Tamar is the fruit. We made a bracha. I thought I bought tamarim, but I really bought plums by mistake. I was rushing. I thought I bought, because I wanted to make a blessing tonight for dates, for Tamar. Tamar is Torat Moshe Rabbeinu. And I bought prunes. She's a film, she's a zafno. We're tan, we're you know, we're dumb, you know, whatever. So Tamar, it's a bitter, but then it becomes sweet. And so she has a very amazing story, and she was very beautiful. And she took the Bible when she brought us the Geulah, B'ezrat Hashem. So with that, we're going to learn a little bit Baalotcha. It's Parashat Baalotcha. We just basically came out of Shavuot last week, which means we got married to Hashem. We got married to the Torah. So we just got married, and we're getting to know each other. Even though we were married to him before, it's like getting married again. It's Olam Chadash. It's a new wedding. It's a new husband. It's a new wife. Try to erase everything that happened in the past and start from new. That's what just happened on this Shavuot. And besides the fact that it's David HaMelech, it was David HaMelech's birthday and Hillula and the Baal Shem Tov. So it continues that light. It's continuing into Sheva Brachot. And now we are at the Sheva Brachot and we're celebrating Yehuda. And with that, we're going to talk about Parashat Baalotcha. And I didn't need to get too far. Within two psukim, I'm like, okay, we're just going to discuss this.
Let's see this beautiful sefer.
It's a beautiful sefer.
Look, I just want to show the quality of the paper and the printing. This,
Oh, you're the cutest.
no.
We're on the tube.
No,
I love it calling the tube.
no, but it's a quality sefer.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sefer. I love the color.
I love the quality of the binding and the paper. It's
Yeah.
it's high quality stock.
I like it because I
and
could see in case I don't have my reading glasses. Anyway, וידבר השם אל משה לאמור, and Hashem spoke to Moshe to say, דבר אל אהרון ואמרת אליו בעלות לך את הנרות אל מול פני המנורה יאירו 7 נרות. So Hashem tells him to tell Aaron to tell as you go up with the candles in front of the face of the menorah יאירו 7 נרות, the 7 candles will light. ויעש כן אהרון אל מול פני המנורה, and Aaron did so in front of the face of the menorah. האלו נרותיה כאשר ציווה השם את משה. וזה מעשה המנורה. And then he goes on על מעשה המנורה, and he talks about the gold and how it looks and the shape. וזה. And that's where I'm like, okay, I don't need to go too far because this is one of my absolute favorite topics in the world. A menorah. For some ladies out there, it's the bags, the shoes, the sunglasses. I actually happen to love good shoes. For me, it's menorahs and candles and oils. Since I've been like 0 years old, I've had this passion, which I cannot explain. But I could now, as I'm growing up and I'm learning to listen to my inner voice and respect it and honor it. I'm learning the connections. And so what's amazing about a menorah and the whole entire idea, it's always in the Chumash, there's always a ner tamid, there's always a menorah. In Hanukkah we light a menorah, Shabbos we light candles, but there's always a ner tamid in the Bet Knesset, there's always a menorah ceremony. Aaron HaKohen is always busy with the menorah, and then he gets upset when Hashem gives like the other Kohanim, the Kankanim, and he's like, listen Aaron, you just doing one is like doing all of them. It's a real avoda to wash it, to clean it, to get the wicks ready. It's not like they did disposable back in the Bet HaMikdash. Like literally the wicks were like the tzaddikim mamash in the Torah. You hear the Sippurim of Hanukkah. The wicks is one thing. According to the Sfirot, the holder of the wick is another thing. The oil is something. The jar is something. Every single part of just the candle part is like a person. It's a living entity. And then there's the menorah. And what's special about the menorah is if you see the way it explains is mul pnei menorah, in front of the face of the menorah. Like the menorah doesn't like. Why don't you say in front of the menorah? Mimul menorah. In front of the menorah. Why does it have to be in front of the face of the menorah? Usually in front is in the front of the face. Like it's not put in front of the back of my back. Put the menorah in the front of my shoulders. That doesn't make sense. It's because the menorah is like a face. And if we look at our own face, okay, it's like branches. We have the 2 ears coming together, the 2 eyes, and the 2 nostrils, and the peh. And that's like a menorah. And this is Rabbi Nachman's Torah. And so, if you know how they say when you go to meet a tzaddik, his face was shining and like he had light coming out of him, or if you meet even a regular person, and then, oh, look at him, he's shining. You could tell like he's beaming of like the Shekhinah. And like, oh yeah, because he shomer his einayim, he shomer his mouth, she doesn't talk lashon hara. It's because when we watch and protect our face, the front of the menorah, we beam. And just like we see the way Aaron HaKohen is commanded to clean the menorah, vessel by vessel, jar by jar. Our ears, we have Q-tips, eyes, we have eye drops, our mouth, we have toothbrushes, you know, like we take care of our face, but really it's much deeper than that. So that's first. One is that, so Pnei menorah, it was light. So it's not just the literally menorah that we have, it's our face is a menorah. So if you think about that, you take yourself a little bit more seriously. Because if you think you could be, if we're all energy and we're all light and we're all more than just this body, and we have a neshama and we're chelek elokah and we're nitzot kadosh. And so just like you wouldn't leave your house, if you have a $10 million house or even a $100,000 house, you're not going to leave your front door open and your windows open and your back door open, because then like you're going to close it, alarm, the whole thing, depending what neighborhood you're in, but still you're going to like make sure that robbers are not going to come. But that's our face, that's openings. Our mouth is an opening We know, keep your mouth from the Lashon Hara. Our nose is two openings. It's a serious situation what's going on there. Ears are a whole thing. How much do we hear all day? How much noise? Guys, there, shut the AC. You're not going to be able to record it. The lighting is not good. I can't even see me. These are also two, this is like the front door, the back door. And so we need to keep it safe. So in this parsha, when we're learning how Aaron took care of the menorah, we could parallel it to our face, our life, what we see, what we hear, what we're watching, what we're thinking. Because these eyes are shekel. Shekel achen ve'evel hayofi, amar Shlomo HaMelech. Actually, said Batsheva. Sefer Mishlei is written by Shlomo HaMelech, and I believe that Shir HaShirim is, Eshet Chayil is written by Batsheva, his mother.
He wrote it for her.
Or he wrote it for her. I read that she wrote it once, so I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but still, either way, it's gorgeous. So shekel achen ve'hevel. I was just going to say a story, because now they have that. There's a mazel nachon, shekel achen ve'hevel, a story. Hevel is also important. Hevel avalim is not stam. The hevel is just as important as that hevel. And so, shekel achen ve'hevel hayofi. And our face, the way we see things, is just a projection of our story, our version. We had a song here before. For someone it could be a happy song, for someone it could be a bad song. The way we perceive a movie. Okay, we're watching a movie. One is crying, one is laughing. So there's 70 faces of the Torah. To every situation, we all hear and experience it in a different way. And therefore, our eyes, the way we see, if we think of cleaning it and just taking care of it the way that Aaron did in Bet HaMikdash, and you would take care of your face as if you were a very expensive vessel in Bet HaMikdash, then things start becoming a little bit different, because you're like, oh wait, hold on a second, if I just had a really expensive car here that I just got, or a gift from someone famous, like a star, and they just signed it, I would take care of this. But why would I take care of this more than I would take care of my eyes and my ears? And it's not just the Q-tips and the toothbrush and the toothpaste, which you should, of course, use without the fluoride, right? Because that makes you forget and it closes your third eye and the pineal gland. So that's the menorah. That's Maseh menorah. So it's not just about the Bet HaMikdash. Obviously, there's an inyan to always light a candle, and I'm not going to get into that at this second. Another thing about the menorah, it's like a tree. You know how they say a tree with the root as above, so below. A menorah is also, it's like a body of a human. Mamash. It's a devar chai, like a sefer Torah, like a lulav and a tog, like a tefillin. A menorah is kodesh kodeshim, and what happens is that on Hanukkah, for example, we spend so much money on a beautiful silver menorah, as we should, because we should always lader on things that are with kedusha. But then we buy the disposable candles, like Ribono Shel Olam. My God, like if we just understood for 1 second that it's all about the preparation. It's not just about the act. The act isn't what's gonna manifest the projection of the feeling you want to feel in Hanukkah when you're sitting on the couch looking at the menorah. It's when you prepare for something. Misha Torah l'Shabbos, ne'na b'Shabbos. You know, and obviously it doesn't mean to work hard. It's to work smart. It's to have attentions. So we buy these expensive, beautiful things, and then we buy the disposable, and not understanding that it's not about the lighting it. It's about the process. It's about connecting all of it, and it's important to learn about the power and the koach of the ner, and why candles, and why Hashem is, and Bet HaMikdash is all about oil, olive oil, and candles. And at the end, I'll say my story about Yehuda and the olive oil, and how it all connects to this week's parsha. And for me, how it's a chaim, it's a dat I learned, and then it became a lie for me. The church. Okay. And So for me, on a personal level, and I guess this is where I'm going to wrap it up. It's hard to say the Torah in one line. It's very, very hard. Ner Hashem Nishmat Adam. There's something very, very, very powerful and magical about a candle. And we can never imagine how something so simple and even not that expensive can change worlds. It's basically connecting the body and the soul. Like I said before, Yehuda is in Shemaim. He wants to help, but he needs us to say, hey, Yehuda, can you help us? He's like, sure, how can I help you, darling? Can you do this? He's like, yeah, but in order for me to do something so big, I need you to give me a little bit of gas. We got to ride the chariot. So, like I said before, by us going the other day to Yehuda, and each one of us had something to give and something to share, it's like a chariot. We went with attentions. We went like Kavnu. I connected. She's the dancer. She's the singer. She's the this. He's the that. With that, and we went together and we formed something together. We gave something a shape. We gave something a meaning, and we came back with it. And now we're back with it here, and we're continuing to spread it. And a candle gives the neshama that we dedicated the candle to, and that's why it's important to say who the candle is for, because it's connecting the Wi-Fi passcode to your phone. Otherwise, miata, lemiata, for who it, and we learned this from Eliyahu and Avi Zachor Tov, that when there's a Brit Milah, there's a chair. And it always says, Zed, kiseh lichvod Eliyahu and Avi Zachor Tov. Like, you don't ever see that about like any other mitzvah, be'emet. It's not because he's a snob, it's because it's just the way it is. He will not sit down, and let's say you're in the desert and there is no beautiful thingy for Eliyahu Navi, so you just have to say or put like a nice tissue or anything, no tissues, Zeh kiseh lichvod Eliyahu Navi Zachor Tov. So you say Zeh ner lichvod Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and then it's like taking an iPhone 20 when we're holding it 14 in the desert and connecting the Wi-Fi and electricity together, because who cares you have a iPhone 20? If you don't have Wi-Fi and electricity, it won't work. So great, Rabbi Shimon is up there and Yehuda's and we're here, and like, so the candle, the wick represents something, the fire represents something, even the fire has different colors, each part means something else from the Sfirot and Netzachim. We're lighting them up, we're giving them like, they just lit their, now just flashlight, a torch. And now it's like it's a spiritual ATM, and that's why lighting a candle is so important and dedicating it to tzaddikim. And I insisted on every single shir. We're going to be doing it for the rest of our lives till the Mashiach comes, where every single time we show up, we light candles for them, because they need us like we need them. It won't work. I said it has to be b'shivui tzura. Shivui is equal, shaveh, equal. Tzura, a shape. If I want me and Shemaim to align, then they need me as much as I need them. And I need them just as much as I need them. They're not doing me just a favor, I'm doing them. Because me doing them a favor is doing me a favor. Just by letting me exist and being and doing what I feel like is mine. And when a person understands that humbly, then they know how to work with light. And then they don't have tragedies and getting sick and falling and light outs and all these funny technical staticky things happening, because you're learning to how to use your body, your neshama, your nefesh, your ruach, and your light. We all have a light and we all have electricity. And Hashem says, Chochma bagoyim or le'yodim. Or le'yodim. We are light. Yehuda is light. And we're all light. And by lighting light, we're spreading light. And because we can't get enough light in this what looks like darkness. And time in Mitzrayim, when there was the Makkah of Choshech, darkness, the tzaddikim say, shebemet, there was so much light that people couldn't move. I don't know what's happening in the rest of the world, but I know in here in Israel, it's not just so hot. In the last 2 weeks, it's been 99 degrees, literally 99 degrees. It's burning outside. Even at nights, and even when it wasn't this hot, for the last few weeks, and especially after Shavuot, people cannot move. And we think, yeah, it's the war, it's the soldiers, it's that. It's not just that. There's so much light that came down to the world. We can't even process it that it's light. Because our mind, it's like, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, Bob Marley said, mamash, because like, we cannot, our ego does not believe we got redeemed, we're free. And yes, there's hostages and all that. That's also, like I said before, how the light that we have is a result of something bigger. The malchut sheyesh lanu mi David HaMelech, what we have in Hatzion, David v'Shlomo, it's all a projection from what Yehuda is doing b'fnim. What we're doing inside, on an individual level, and on a national level, and a quantum level, collective level, is Bnei Israel, Am Yisrael, Yot Ben Adam Israel, which is Yashar El. It's not just the land of Israel. If we're so the land of Israel and we're the example to the world, that everything that's happening here is affecting the world. So whatever's happening on the outside is because it's what we're doing in here.
Oh.
So again, like it's a hard thing to understand, and everything that's happening on the outside is a result of our doing inside. So yes, it's dark, but we don't know the entire story, and we must be light. We must be b'simcha. It doesn't mean not to have a broken heart. It does not mean to cry, not to cry. But it doesn't mean say take the cry and make that your day and let depression take over. No. Rabbi Nachman said liyot b'simcha. Ma ze liyot b'simcha? To always be b'simcha. You don't just wake up and ani simcha. ברור, I wish אני שמחה על הבוקר. איזה שמחה אני על הבוקר? אני אור ושפע אני על הבוקר. What are you talking about? I'm such a charm ball. You have to do things to be b'simcha. Why am I like, Aliza, come play the violin for me? Come, let's do this, biach. Let's do this. Because you want to activate simcha. It's frequency. It's energy. Because otherwise, like, right? So we have to be b'simcha. And I'm going to say this also. Till the end of times. When people start understanding, Gam, the king, Asa, Yehoshaphat, and Chizkiyahu, a time of war, and I brought the sources last week, where during war, each one of them did something else. One went out and sang, one went out and danced, and Chizkiyahu stayed in bed and sang, or danced, or whatever it was. They learned Torah, they rested, sang, and danced. They said, we mourned enough, we fought enough. Liyot b'simcha. Hashem, you go through the fights, and we're just going to like chill out, learn Torah, make brachot, be b'simcha, prepare for Shabbos, clean the house, Yerchavat Shabbos Kodesh, as we're brooming at the Bet HaMikdash. If I just called you up and said, guys, I just got you like a cleaning job, but it's like at the celebrity's house. Like, you'd be like, I'm not a cleaning lady, but oh my God, as long as I'm near the celebrity, I'll go clean up the counter and like pretend like I know how to do the Windex. You go clean the Bet HaMikdash. Oh my God, I'll go clean the Bet HaMikdash. I'll go like so I can go out to Har HaBayit and Har HaMoriah and see King David. Sure. Like I'll pretend like I'm cleaning the bathrooms and like do a sneaky peeky, right? Like you know, for real. Your house is Bet HaMikdash, oto davar. You want the Bet HaMikdash to come down, come up, wherever it is. Treat your home like it's Bet HaMikdash, ve'Aaron HaKohen shama, ve'Yehuda shama, like Yehuda's here, because when you declare a party for the tzaddikim, guess what? They show up. They show up, just like David HaMelech and Yaakov to Shabbat. So with that, I'm more than excited to have had gorgeous people in my gallery and in my shiur, and celebrating beautiful things like Yehuda, and we must carry on the simcha and believe just even the shiur, the smallest, simplest level and the shortest level, it just brings light and shefa just to this block in the street, and down the road is Hatzion, and Har HaBayit, Har HaMoriah, Har Zeitim, and we all just want the Geula. We're tired, we're hot, and we're broken a little bit about a lot of children that have left us. אבל שיר השירים אמר, הקדוש ברוך הוא בא ולוקח את השושנים, he takes the good ones. And every single one of those chose this mission. We have to believe באמונה שלמה, ממש ממש, אסור לנו להיות יותר מדי עצובים. These kids chose to go this way. Rabbi Akiva went that way. And he said, שמע ישראל. אז מי אנחנו ומה אנחנו? מה אנחנו יודעים? אנחנו יודעים שאנחנו לא יודעים כלום, But we know that we love love, and we love music, and we love simcha, and we love Yehuda, and we love Yerushalayim, and we love Hashem, and we love the Torah, and we love you, and we love Shabbos, and we love love, and that's a lot of love for one night. That's it.
Amen.